All right, so what happens now is that because you can't write a simple program, you will not be able to do the loops. And because you can't do the loops, you will not be able to do the skills that we're asking now, which is counting and accumulating. Counting, otherwise called incrementing. You will not have those two skills. And those are two significant skills that you must have if you're learning to do loops. Hence, programming to be able to satisfy the requirements for your SBA 1. And 2, also, if CXC gives you an algorithm or any structure that looks like counting or looping, you know you're going to have a problem. There is no amount of going over and teaching over and teaching over. It just not going to work. There's no substitute for practicing. You can't sit down and watch people ride a bicycle every single day and swim every single day. All they might do is boost your confidence. Say, okay, they might do it, me can do it too. But you're never ever going to truly learn until you get onto the computer and really start to practice. So that is as much as I can tell you. There is no substitute for learning to code other than practice. I mean, and a fundamental thing about the practicing too is that you have to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. But the real learning kicks in, not from starting over. The real learning kicks in when you're able to look at your code and start to learn how to fix it. That is where the learning takes place. If you're not doing that, you're not going to learn. So in other words, I'm telling you, you have to make mistakes to learn, and you have to learn to correct those mistakes to learn. There's no other way. There is no other way. All right. So just telling you from now. So today I want to focus on these two things. Counting, oops, took out the caps lock. Counting, otherwise called incrementing. And I also want to focus on accumulating. So it's spelled something like that. All right, accumulating. So I don't want to call it aggregating or like that. So what is incrementing? This is to add the same number every time a program loops. Right? That is what it is. So in other words, you keep adding by 1 or adding by 2 or adding by 3. It was just show you exactly what it is, right? Incrementing, accumulating, sorry, is similar to counting, except that each time, let me correct this, because I didn't realize I'm so caught up in thinking about the counting and the incrementing that I don't even realize I'm making those stupid mistakes. All right. Accumulating is similar to counting, except that each time the program loops, you add a different number. That's all it is. So they are basically written the same way. They are basically tasked the same way. It's just that the purpose is different. All right. And while you're trying to imagine that, let's get into our program and do it now. All right. And let us call this count underscore items. I was going to say count students, but let us skip that a bit and count to something else. All right. So let's start write the program. Where if this program in a kind of ad hoc way, I'm going to assume that we're already familiar with declaring variables and so on. So we're going to put those in last. All right. So say right line, what do you want to purchase? All right. Semicolon. And I'm going to put read ln here, so item. Put this in brackets. So you know I'm going to declare one variable name item, yeah? Have to declare a variable name item. And let me say now. What else more to know? Write ln How many do you want to purchase or to buy? All right. And then put read ln, open brackets, quantity. All right, not a variable to declare. And let's go again now. Write ln what, oops, single quote. How much does the item cost? I put a single quote, I put a semicolon there, close that statement, now put read ln, and I'll put here, let's say price. All right, and that is the end of my input section. So here is a brief notation. This here is the IP in the IPO chart, is the input section. I ask for what I want and I get the data in. Then what I'm going to do next is the process. All right. Okay. So what process am I going to use now? Total price, put tot price, therefore equal to tot price plus price. Here's what I'm saying here in line 10. I want to use a variable named total price, and I want to add every time we put in the price of an item, we want to add the price of the item each time, right? So it's going to add up all different prices. Every time the program loops, we want to add the price into it. Let me give you an idea, because trace table is a good example to use to demonstrate this. So let us get going with that. All right, let me open a Google Sheet here. Everybody following me so far, or have I lost you? Too much noise in my background. Give me a second. Let me go close some doors, because I'm getting a lot of noise in my background and I don't want to disturb you guys. All right. So here is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to use this thing here, a spreadsheet program. You don't have to use a spreadsheet program, because in a trace table there are no formulas. A trace table really, it's a table, it's a tabular format. It's a way of checking to make sure your program is free of logic errors, meaning that it is giving you the right output. Let me take away this, because I don't want to confuse anybody with this about how much you want to buy. I don't need that line. I'm making up these programs. I don't even think about it before class start. Is when class come, the conjure up in my head on more and do, and I put it there. I prefer to do it that way. All right, rather than think through something first. So a trace table. So here's what happened now. We're going to use the name of the variables here. So we have item, and we have price, and we have total price. So our trace table will say item, price, total or tot price, and anything else. Okay. Let's say, for example, we have this other variable that says amount, AMT, therefore equal to AMT plus 1, semicolon. So amount is therefore saying what amount of items you buy. Here's what we do know. Every time the program loops, we're going to enter one item. Every time the program loops, we're going to enter one item. So we know that this here will simply add 1. So if you notice it says plus 1, so this is counting. This is adding 1 each time. This is the exact example by incrementing. Like when we had when we were doing loops before, we said x equal x plus 1. You're going to start to have a better feel of that now. What's what we're saying. So we have amount here, amount, and so forth. So in the trace table, these are the variables that we're using in the program. We're using item, price, total price, amount. All right. And that's it. What we need to do now is to write this now, put this in our loop. Is everybody clear so far what we're doing?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's put in some items here. Let us say we're buying, let's say we use this already. So let's go. So we're going gadget shopping. We're going to buy a phone. The price for the phone is $500. The total price is 500. And we have one. Fair enough. Now we're going to buy a tablet. The second thing we buy, and the price of the tablet is $150. And the total price, the last total price we have is 500. We're going to add this 150 to the 500 and we get 650. Yeah? Because now the total is going to be, notice, it is total price plus price. So it's the last total price that we had, which was 5. You know what? Can I do this? Let me pull this out. Let me pull this out. Yeah. And do that. Okay. No, you didn't go good. All right, cool. Yeah. So here's what we have now. Can you see my split screen? Does it look okay on your screen? Because I know you're using your phone or something. I don't really want to mess up
Yes,
how your
sir.
screen looks. It looks all right for you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So here's what we have now. We have total price here. So ignore the total price to the left of the equal sign. To the left side. This one over here. So ignore it. But you just have total price plus price. Price is 500. But total price is no 500. Because like the first total price was 0 plus 500 because nothing was entered before. So total price now is 500. Right? Because it's price plus the initial value of 0 and it becomes 500. So total price in the first instance is 500. Now because the second loop and price is 150, the total price from the loop before that is 500. So it's 500 plus the new value of price 150 gives us 650. And the amount is 1 plus 1 more, so we get 2. And we're going to add 1 more, so it's going to become 3. I'm going to add 1 more, so it become 4. And it become 5, and it becomes 6. So you realize that that amount just keep adding 1 every time, while total price is adding, will be adding a different amount. First time it was 500, then it was 150. I'll put in the next gadget now. Let's say we put in let us say laptop, and the price for a laptop, well, surprisingly enough, phones are more expensive than a laptop in many cases nowadays. But let's say this laptop, yeah, let's say it's $700, right? So the last value of total price was 650 plus 700. 650 plus 700 now equal what? It's equal this plus this, 1350. So it's 1350 because the last value of total price 650 plus the last value of price give us the current total price amount. All right. Next up, we have, let's say, smartwatch, and we're buying a few of these. So let us say we spend, let's say, 310, 310. So this becomes 1660 thereabout. I'm not saying some problems. The reason I use a spreadsheet is because I simply just pull the formula down and the life easier. 1660. Because it added the last value of total price plus the current value of price. And now we have 1660. Since we've ordered on the 6, we're going to put in some more items. So we're buying gadgets. What else we can buy? Well, let's say we buy earbuds. Earbuds are cheap. So our earbuds, let's say we spend a little change still. So we spend $50, right? So now it's become 1710. You know, 1710. I'm just guessing. Let's pull it down and make sure. All right, 1710 is what the answer would be anyway. 1710. Formula works. And the last one, what else we can buy other than this now, guys? After earbuds and all this, what else we buy? With gadgets, wearable stuff. What can I buy?
Wireless headset.
Wireless headsets. Yeah, we could do that, yeah. Earbuds, yeah. Wireless headset, yeah. Wireless. How much for that? How much for that? Give me some, yeah, how much for that? About $100?
$80, sir.
All right, cool. So in the price range then. So this becomes 1810. So 1810. So we see this little trace table like thing that we have works because now we see that amount is adding 1 each time. So start off at 0. All right, and then we add 1 to it. It becomes 1. Then it becomes 2, 3, 4. Because this is add 1, add 1, add 1. So this one is counting, but this one is accumulating. Why? Because it's doing the same thing, but it's doing it a different number each time, because each time price has a different value, but it's adding them up. And at the end, the total amount that what we spend is 1810 for everything. 500 plus 150 plus 700 plus 310. We add all of these up. Equal sum, open bracket, add all of these up. We should get the same answer. 1810. So this is what it is. So this is how it actually works. Guys, it sounds like you may kind of see that, but you want to know you get this by actually practicing it. And you want to do it like as soon as possible. All right, so let us put this little program to the test now. Let me bring this over a bit. Come on, a little more space. Let me shrink this down. Bring this down to about 125, and then we can get some space over, drag this over. All right, cool. Let's start to do our loop now. So declare some variables. All right, var, and we're going to have price, tot price, and this is going to be, what variable do you think I need to declare price and total price as? Think about it. Do you think I need to declare it as real or as integer?
Real.
Okay, thank you very much. Real. And that's the reason I format the currency thing there, so you can see that you have to have decimal positions because you have dollars and cents. You might have some sense, right? So, real, semicolon. But now amount, AMT, will be integer because that's also some whole numbers. You can't buy 1.5 phone. You know, that don't work. You can buy 1.5 pounds of rice, sugar, flour, chicken, you know, but you can't buy 1.5 tablet. And the last thing we have to declare is item as string. So these are the variables we're going to use. And let's get to work. All right. Oh yeah, we need a counter now. Yeah, we need a counter. Let's just say counter as well. Put another variable for count to the loop. So put counter. So this counter variable here will be the one that helps us go through the loops. So let's get to work. What kind of loop we're going to use? We're going to use a do while loop. So we're going to initialize all of these variables. So we're going to say initialize means give it a value before the loop starts. Let's say while counter is less than what we have, less than or equal to 6, do begin, and I'm going to tab these in. tab. Oops. So tab, 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 tab that in, tab that in. I want to make sure I initialize my variables. Initialize mean I give them a value before the loop starts. So I put, for example, tot price, therefore equal to 0, semicolon. I put amount, therefore equal to 0, semicolon. I put, what else? Anything else may I use? Counter, therefore equal to 1, semicolon, while counter is less than or equal to 6, do begin. So we can say counter is actually equal to 1. Is 1 less than or equal to 6? Yes, it is. So the program should loop. And then now we end the loop statement here by saying end semicolon. So all this loop statement up here so ends down at this statement by saying end semicolon. And let us put this to the test now. At the end of the loop, that's some things we want to do. Let's say write ln, open brackets, single quote, the total amount to be paid is, comma, tot price, semicolon, and I'm gonna put this one above it. Write ln, open bracket, we bought, oops, let's spell bought again, bought, not tricky, that amount, that items, semicolon. So here's a little rudimentary program, counting and accumulating. Trust me, this takes a little bit of effort, a little bit of thinking. It's not gonna happen just one shot. I hope I don't have any errors. It's not likely to write a program so long. Don't know errors. I'm not gonna look it over properly. So let me just go full screen with this and just start to run it. I'm keeping even my toes may I keep crossed. I really can't, but I gotta fix my problem right now. And there's an error. All right, line 22, identify a tot price. Oh, to price. All right, tot price. You see, you're born to make error. Yay, great, good. What do you want to purchase? Oh, grand, it shouldn't go full screen so fast. Want to buy a phone. I'm using the spreadsheet over here, so phone. And what does the item cost? 500. All right, one more purchase again. Want to purchase one tablet. How much it costs? 150. 150. I want to purchase again laptop. Oh, granny, make a mistake over so. Oh, geez. Undo. All right. Laptop. And they cost 700. Then we want to purchase smart watch. And it costs, smartwatch is 310. Earbuds. And it costs $50. And wireless headset. Let's call it headset. Can't know about wireless writing. And how much item cost? 100. Oh, let me get one next one. How much time will I look this thing, by the way? 1 to 6. Let me get one next loop. I'm gonna put nada and put the price at 0. Can I never have not more? Oh geez, you know me forget? I did not increment. Jeez, I hate this. I had an error, but my error caused a problem because I did not increment counter here. So, Jesus, peace. Counter No, this over there, no, this over there. It's matter about, guys. Sometimes I don't like making mistakes, but sometimes it's good to make them in this case you can see for yourself what will happen to you. Counter equal counter plus 1, semicolon. Because this variable is going to be the one to tell the program when to stop, not to end up in an indefinite loop. You realize that?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry about that still. Look, I never really want to make no errors because making the errors kind of will throw you off right now. But sorry, I'm really sorry about that. I never realized. Someone buy one phone. Phone costs 500. All right, tablet. Tablet costs 150. All right, I want to buy one laptop. Laptop costs 700. I want to buy one SW, so keep it short. 310 for that. Earbuds, and earbuds costs 50. WH cost 100. And you can see the actual thing work out. You got 18, you see we get the answer basically. It's same 1810, but scientific way, scientific notation. So let's format this now to have colon 0 spaces, colon 2 decimal place. And I'm willing to go ahead to go it again. So run again. Bye-bye. Phone 500. Tablet 150. Laptop 700. SW 310. EB earbuds 50, and WH 100. We get 1810. So our program is indeed generating no logic error. And this time we create the 3 errors that I can think of. We had a syntax error. That's when the program never want to run. Why? Because we spell total price wrong. Total price, so the program was spelled TOT price, but yes, we had two, not tot price, total price. That create a syntax error. The program wouldn't run. Then no, we had a runtime error. The program wouldn't stop loop. It would have continued looping until Jesus comes. That's a runtime error. There's nowhere in the program we could tell the computer when to stop, where counter would no longer be equal to more than 6, so it could stop running. So that's a runtime error. All right. And then no, we had a situation where we never have no logic error, because we realize that we still get 1810. So because now we realize that the program did what it's supposed to do, we get the same answer we should get. I get a little bit of an idea of trace tables. Even though I'm not teaching trace tables, but it's good for you to understand a little bit of trace table so you can understand what's happening in the loop. And this is how you write the concept of accumulating and incrementing. So this part of the program is where we were tab over. This is accumulating, and this here is counting or incrementing, and this too is counting or incrementing. This area here, all of up here is where we initialize the variable. Initialize total price to 0, initialize amount to 0, and the counter to 1. Initializing simply means at the beginning of the program or the beginning of the loop, we gave the variables a value, because it was important that we tell the computer where to start, what number to start at. Start counting at 1 for the counter, and for total price and for amount, start off with a value of 0, because we are going to be putting the values in there from scratch. So this is a general idea of what counting and incrementing really is. All right, and here is where you have the real test of it. Two of them counting, line 20 and line 21, those are counting or incrementing. And line 19 is where you're accumulating. It's not difficult, guys. It just requires practicing, because next week, next class, we are going to spend that time and do if statements. Then we're going to go into a little bit more complex if statements, and then we wrap up programming all together. Let me see. Yeah, that is the end of the month. That is the end of the month. So while I want you guys to start to practice to work on an SBA, you see, while I want you to get that down pat, I want you to write these simple little things first. Adding two numbers, finding the perimeter of a room, those things where you know mentally how to solve it already. So you have to figure out how me calculate this. You know if you calculate already, all you need to do is figure out how you express that to the computer. That is what I want. That is what I expect. And let me send you these two documents too, so you have them to share if you wish. I'll share them to you as trace table. All right, cool. Copy link. And I don't want to give any editing privilege, right? Good, viewer. So I'll send this to you in the chat. All right, chat. Trace table link. Send that to you. All right. Minuscule notes on looping are just accounting. Notes are define, counting, and oops, that's counting, and accumulating. All right, I'm gonna share it. That's like two lines. That one is you're done. Did you copy the link? Did I copy the link? All right, cool. Control V, put that in. And what else? Hold on, Control A, Control C. I'm gonna put this in WhatsApp as well, in the WhatsApp group. Okay, Control V. Send that to you guys. What else? What do I need to send to you? Before. Oh yeah, the code, the source code. Yeah, copy the source code and put it on this document. That's a good idea. Copy the source code. Where is the thing now? Here it is. Copy of the source code. Control A, Control C, Control V. I'll take out these stuff about the comments. I'll take out the lines of the comments. Go back down here. Go back down here. Is that it? Cool. So this I give an idea of what it is all about. So before I stop sharing, all right, I need to ask you guys. I know I went through what I did a while ago quickly. But do you understand what we just did? And by understanding, I mean, I'm never ever asking you, can you write it? Because I know that no makes sense. I'm asking, do you understand the concept of what we're doing, why we're doing it? But then all you need to do is to practice for yourself how to do it. That is, so that's really what I mean when I ask if you understand. Do you see
Yes,
what
sir.
we're doing? Do you understand why we're doing it? Even though you have to go
Sir.
practice for yourself how to do it. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I know it's a lot to take in, guys, but trust me, there is, I mean, when I was learning coding, the truth is nobody sat down and explained these things to me. So I'm kind of teaching you off what I saw, or the weaknesses in how I was taught, one, and two, the fundamental mistakes that students make in writing programs and so forth. Guys, my first advice to you is you have this as an example. See if you can write this back. See if there's any way you can write this back using different variable names, and look back at this and see where you're going wrong as a check and balance. It's now 6:45, and I want to give you until about 7:30 and check your back and see where you are, where you stay, if you're understanding or not, or exactly what your errors are, and